LRPs. Some of the best yet. Some of the best yet. They bite like that, like that, like that. Big bass, double digits.
We're sitting out here, water's right around that 39 to 40 degrees. Weekend looks really bad the next 2 days. For lows, light wind, stuff is gonna freeze. But we're on a really cool bite here. Late season, suspended crankbaits. Yep, you can use suspended jerk baits, but these DT14s get right down on these deeper flats where all these fish are loading up. Perch color absolutely destroys the fish. I mix this up with some Megabass cranks that get down to that 17-foot range. So there's like a mixture of cranks that we use to access these fish. The key, suspending these baits either by weighting the hook or weighting the bottom with suspend strips or suspend dots. Cold water in the sink, test them out. I put a piece of line with a snap on it in the sink to simulate out here on the water, and I actually let it, I weight it so it rises just a little bit, because by the time you get out here and have the extra line and stuff down there, it seems to be about perfect. You can check it with the Livescope, which is really cool. Get it down there, aim it at there, and you can see the bait sitting there not moving, and that is the key. When you get it down in that fish's face and you leave it for about 5 seconds and it's just sitting there and you're watching your line, all of a sudden for about 5 to 6 seconds your line will just pop a little bit. You just crank down, load up, big fish is on it. Really cool bite. Let's get out there and see what happens. That one camping just smoked it. Oh, it's a nice one. Oh man. Wow. Look at that. Oh man. First fish. Absolute beauty. Barely kept it hooked by the boat. Holy smokes, what a way to start. Man, beautiful, beautiful fish. Again, it was just on the pause. Those fish, when you get down in this, water's 38.5. 2 days ago was 40.6, so it is right on the verge of where we're gonna freeze up here. 502, beautiful fish. There one. Oh, shoot, came off. That one came up and pushed right into the crank. There he is, he's gonna hit it. There. So I'm on the Livescope, come right up to that crank. Man, today's electronics are absolutely crazy on what you can see and find and do. I saw that fish come right up to my crank. I paused it right in front of his face, and he absolutely plowed into it. Super fun way in the super cold water. Another one just absolutely smoked it. Oh, big head wallowing. Oh, man. What an absolute fun time cold water cranks can be when you suspend them and keep them right in the face of these lethargic largemouth. They are in here feeding on perch and gills, minnows, prepping for winter. Just following it. There, you saw it right on the Livescope. I kept that crankbait right in front of the face. There is no way you would have ever gotten that bait in front of that fish for that long without seeing it on the depth finder. Yep, it ain't a giant, but it absolutely proves the point of what those electronics will do. Okay, there's a bunch of fish right there. Gonna bring that crankbait right down into them, and then just get those pauses ready to go. Okay, there's a whole bunch of fish there. Livescope's got there. It went through about 3 or 4 fish sitting there. Absolutely sniping fish. Oh. Just don't buy electronics to look good and match the neighbor. Buy them and use them. It is crazy what they do when you put them to work, and really trust them to put more fish in your boat. Nice. Okay, now that one's above his head again. There, he's gonna hit it. There. Absolutely saw that fish come up and smoke it again. That is 100% electronics. Feels like an absolute giant. Oh, it's a big one. Oh man. One hook in the corner of his mouth. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Kept it right above his head on the depth finder, and he came up and absolutely smoked that crankbait. They're barely moving to bite anything. Won't touch a jig. That suspended crank right on top of their head is basically pissing them off, and they just, you see them, they just jolt at it. 5 pounds. There are big fish on that Livescope. Look at them down there. At 30 foot out from the front of the boat, there's a couple of them. There's one, gonna hit it. It's right in front of like 2 or 3 fish. Come on. There. Oh. Saw him swim right up to it and just kept teasing him. It's almost mean. Put that bait right in front of his head and keep making him mad until he finally bites it. Cold water bassing, man. It's pretty cool, but it's also sad because I know our season's about done.
LRPs. Some of the best yet. Some of the best yet. They bite like that, like that, like that. Big bass, double digits.
Kick up the fire right on top.
Low fog, blast off, time to get some cast off. Doing this here for years, get my bass on. Stream mask on, putting in work. Snap back, got me focused, never settle on the shirt. I missed one and hit one, man, that's getting some. 2, 3, 4, 5 more, come on, that's ripping up. The way the bass smith sticking, the way my fin